Global Village, hi, and welcome back.
Happy to be here.
So something that we don't really, I've never thought about with the fight to cure autism and to help adults and children with autism has been the challenges of transportation. But it really is a huge challenge, isn't it?
It is. For programs like CSAAC, which are very community-based, part of our mission is to ensure that children and particularly adults have opportunities in the community. And in order to have opportunities in the community, you need to be able to access the community. State funding, whether it's for students or for adults, is very limited for transportation. CSAAC, for example, has a fleet of 55 vehicles used for transportation. Everyone has, their own individual jobs that they're supported at, and they need to be able to get to work. And sometimes the bus routes, the metros, which are a useful tool for us as well, might not necessarily fit the bill for someone with autism.
Wow.
Is that because there are limitations in the reach of the transportation systems, or in people with autism not being comfortable using the transportation?
I think it's a combination of both. The limitation is that there's certain schedules, and people have jobs at certain times, and it might be a few different bus routes that they have to take in order to get there. Now, we'd support that to be able to happen. But there's typically, for a lot of the adults that we support, very finite amount of time, maybe 4 hours that they work. So, there's a very small window to try and get in and get out. So that's half of the answer. And the other side is a lot of individuals with autism, are presented in a bus, and other individuals may be uncomfortable. Citizens might get worried, might have some kind of apprehension what's going on here. But what we're trying to do is train staff and train the individual to make sure that he or she can effectively navigate that system.
Now, there's a website, you have a website as well.
Yes, it's CSAAC.org, CSAAC.org. Welcome to visit, and this information is there too.
So how prevalent is this issue?
Well, many times when representatives from CSAAC go to speak and talk about what we do in Montgomery County, one of the questions asked, well, what do you need to start up a program like CSAAC? And one of the things you absolutely need are jobs and transportation. This CSAAC couldn't be developed right in the middle of Kansas where there's no opportunities. Transportation's critical for us because it's a very individualized program. So we can't have 3 and 5 people going to the same location like a drop-off, because that's just going to make everyone else late for their job. So we have we have a transportation director at CSAAC just to make this happen. Same thing with medical appointments. Everyone has medical appointments. And so we're trying to coordinate all of that so everyone can get to their doctors as they need to as well.
So with this operation, how many people are going to benefit overall?
Well, we serve about 300 individuals every day. That's really kind of the magic number. And our vehicles are used, all day long for day services, and then all night long for evening, because there's recreational activities.
Do you have more demand than you have capacity to fulfill, or is that
We're
more
always
or less
growing
the
that.
size of the problem?
Well, we just keep growing as an organization, and we just keep adding more vehicles. Some get run down, and it's time to.
So that isn't the size of the demand. That's what.
Oh
you
no,
can,
for
that's
us,
what you
we
can,
could probably we could probably use another 5 at any given time. Just to make it a little bit more individualized.
So if you...
Jonathan's got some cars he wants to donate.
I'm just curious, presumably there are organizations like yours in other jurisdictions around the country. I mean, have you sort of found out what best practices there are?
I think what we're doing is really best practices.
You're the model?
We really are. CSAAC really is a model organization, and we do speak about this. What are the 5 components that an organization needs to be successful? And transportation is clearly one. jobs is another, and expertise and
So do you also do the job placement?
We absolutely do. We have a supported employment program, a very robust one.
So an employer who is willing to work with you should reach out to you?
Absolutely. We have job developers, and we try and probe and do whatever we can to try and secure jobs.
And they can learn all about how to reach you.
I was going to say, we'll talk offline.
Happy to.
Looking ahead the next year, where's CSAAC going?
Well, we're in this vein of transportation. We are expanding our fleet, another 5 each year. We try and bring another 5 vehicles on. But as an organization, we're starting a siblings program for siblings of children with autism, so they can kind of feel a little bit more connected and get some of their needs met. So that's a new grant that we're working on.
Fantastic. What are you most excited about in the future and with CSAAC and with the autism?
Well, I think
issues?
that it's, you know, one of the things that we try and key on is that autism, it has two sides of it. It has the awareness and it has the biochemical and the causation, and then there's the support side. CSAAC is really all about the support side. We do it with lifespan supports from early intervention up through retirement, and you know, we're just going to keep serving.
Okay, we'll keep serving.
Yeah.
Ryan, and I hope you'll also come back and share your
Happy
thoughts and
to.
ideas with us, and Sally, and with
Thank
the
you.
rookies as well.